Let me just get to a point here because the point should be fairly obvious now. When I asked at the beginning, everybody was satisfied. And then we started looking at numbers, and then all the people go, wait a minute, I got 2,500, he got 25,000. Wait, maybe they weren't the same paintings. I don't know. What is this about? This is about a huge rule in negotiations. Value is subjective. Why is this a huge thing? It's huge because subjectivity is a perspective, and you can sell value. And value is subjective. If you can sell things that have value or sell ideas or concepts that have value, that will raise the value of what you're doing. Whoa. And it's obvious because you have totally different numbers. If you sell beyond what the thing is, you value it highly. It is a value that translates into dollars and cents. Right here. Now we're going to talk about how to do it, because a lot of people did it, and we're going to talk about the 7 principles, which is exactly what we want to do because we want to talk about value and how to increase the value of something. Negotiating with the wrong people. Anyone ever negotiate with the wrong people? No. It is the most painful thing in the world. Now I say to a person, hey, we're negotiating, what are my expectations? I expect that you're the person who can sign the contract. Is that real? No, it's not. Okay, well, who is the person who signs the contract? Oh, my boss. Great, get him in here. No, my boss doesn't come to these. Well, wait a minute. I'm going to negotiate with you, and then you're going to say to me, hey, now you have to negotiate with my boss? No, not for me. Are there certain ways in which I can guarantee that a negotiation with you will get me a signed contract? Boom, 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 and on and on and on. I ask that question first, because it's no fun to negotiate a contract and then have the person say, oh, well, I can't sign it. It's like a car deal.
That's worse than a car deal.
It's worse than a car deal. I don't want to go through that. I think that's unethical and dishonest. But it's not unethical and dishonest unless I ask. If I ask and they say, yes, I am the person who is able to sign this contract, and I find out afterwards that they can't, chances are they have lost any sense of trust with me, and I will not deal with it. Trust is a huge element in terms of negotiation. Focusing on price, not developing alternatives. Some people get right into a negotiation and they start on price. Whoa! All you have to do then is negotiate price. It becomes a price war. 4,500, 4,600, 4,450, 40. That's not it. We want to sell value. We have value. Value is subjective and it sells. There's a price on it. When I deal with people, price is almost never an issue for me. I want to find out what they need. I want to find out how I can fit in. I want to find out how I can help them solve whatever challenges they have. Then talk about price. And I will put off the price discussion. Literally, I'll say, well, at this point, that's not important for me. I want to make sure I give you what you want. After I've done that, chances are already they have thought, wow, this guy has more value than I thought. Okay, we'll probably raise the price. Because if I start with the price, I am stuck with the price. I don't want to be stuck. I want to sell value. I want to talk about the 7 principles. Here they are. 1, prepare, gather, and manage information skillfully. There is an enormous amount of information out there that we can gather about people, about jobs, about other kinds of issues that relate to our negotiations. We can get it from secretaries, get it from admins, get it from the paper, get it from the internet. If we do not get our information correctly, we lose power. We don't want to lose power. It's about power. If we had a little bit more time, we would actually go in and talk about strategies of gathering, managing information, figuring out how to use it. This is an hour and a half. We don't have that time. Second thing is understand the role of conflict in negotiation. That is a huge one. Very few people, I think there were 2 people who raised their hands, they knew what conflict style was. Let me tell you quickly what a conflict style is. I come from a very dysfunctional family. We're talking dysfunction in terms of communication was non-existent in my family. I never saw all my brothers and sisters, we never saw our parents argue. Wow, what's so wrong with that? That's pretty cool. Well, the problem is when you don't see people argue as you're growing up, you don't have the skills to know what an argument is. And so when I got married the first time and we had an argument, I didn't know what to do. Fine, honey, whatever you want. I would say classic avoider. Conflict would come up. No, thank you. Never saw it before. Never dealt with it. I don't want to deal with it. Thank you. Whatever you want, you take. Classic avoiders. Passive aggressives. They go together. If a person avoids any kind of conflict, chances are they rarely ever fulfill their needs. And those needs just kind of sit and fester. You get angry, and at some point you just kind of go off. Anybody else kind of an avoider? Doesn't like conflict, kind of lets other people? Not a good thing. If you are an avoider, take a look at it, because it's not a healthy way to live. There are ways in which you can change your style. If we had some more time, we would talk about it. And actually, we'll get into this in just a moment. Third thing is position your product or service right from the beginning. Positioning means setting a value to sell. So do it up front. You don't talk about money and then talk about value. You talk about value up front, which is why it's so important to understand what your value is so that you can sell it. Fourth thing, set high goals. What do you have to lose? People who set high goals get high results. People who set low goals get low results. It's an amazing thing. It's called the expectancy theory. You expect to get a lot, chances are you're going to get it. You expect to get a little, chances are you're going to get it. Sorry. If you don't set high goals, take a look and see why. Know the full range and strength of your power. We'll talk about that a little second too. Satisfy customer needs over want. Quickly, customer needs over want. Well, I live in the middle of a city. Right in the middle of the city. I'd love to have a BMW or something like that, kind of new car, it'd be fun to drive around. That's a want. Do I need a new car? No, I drive a 22-year-old car now. It's got dents in it, and once in a while I come out and look at it, there's another dent, and I go, oh, look, another dent. It's great, because it matches the other side. Now I got a balanced car. I don't care. My needs are simply to make sure that I have good transportation that gets me from one place to another place that's safe. All my needs are. That's it. Very important to understand what your customers' needs are or what your needs are, specifically what your needs are, because then fulfill your needs. Wants is harder. Last thing is concede according to plan. We'll talk about that really quickly.